What if the most powerful healing ever made didn't save the world, but actually broke it? Not because healing is evil, but because power changes what people think they can get away with. Imagine a world holding its breath, not just from fear, but from expectation, because something sacred is about to be used, and everyone knows it will matter. The strange part is the story doesn't ask, will it work? It asks, what will it change? That question sits right in the center of the legend of Shukracharya's Mrita Sanjeevani. In some tellings, Mrita Sanjeevani is the most powerful healing ever. Not just medicine for sickness, but power to revive the dead. And that's where people usually lean forward too fast. If your first instinct is, finally, a cure, the story gently corrects you. Then it corrects you more sharply. The legend isn't celebrating victory. It's asking what kind of victory this is. This medicine doesn't only heal individuals. It shifts the balance in a bigger standoff. Two sides, often described as needing balance, are fighting in a way that keeps the universe from sliding into chaos. So the question gets uncomfortable. When you can bring someone back, what rules are you breaking, even if you don't mean to? Power doesn't stay politely in its lane. To understand the danger, we go back to the center of the legend, Shukracharya. In the stories, he isn't just a teacher who knows things. He's a spiritual authority. Shukracharya guides the Asuras, the powers often shown as focused on endurance, survival, and dominance. And for him, knowledge isn't just for the mind. It's for action with spiritual stakes. The Asuras and the Devas are locked in conflict. Battles rise, people fall, and then the wheel turns again. It almost feels like the universe is running the same lesson in a loop. Then the medicine enters the story. Mrita Sanjeevani isn't a simple potion you grab off a shelf. It's tied to herbs, ritual discipline, and special knowledge. The way the legend paints it, nature itself is being used like a language. Leaf by leaf, breath by breath, preparation after preparation. It's earned, not impulsive. Here's the setup that matters. In a balance-minded cosmos, death isn't only an ending. It's a boundary that keeps the cycle meaningful and grounded. If death helps carry karma and consequence, then making it less final changes everything. You're not just adding hope, you're changing the emotional and strategic rules of the fight. And pause with me for a second. The story isn't saying healing is bad. It's saying healing without balance can become a weapon, not because the healer wants harm, but because power always has context. So what does Shukracharya do with it? In many versions, the Asuras gain an edge. When someone dies, revival becomes possible and the tide begins to shift. Where defeat used to mean closure, defeat starts to mean delay. Think of a game where one player can rewind time. Even if both players try to be fair, the board itself stops feeling the same. And that's when the conflict stops feeling like a normal battle. It starts feeling like reality is being hijacked by a loophole. The medicine creates a path around what used to be final. But the legend adds something darker. The medicine creates moral gravity. It pulls attention toward reversal, escape, and undoing. The cosmos seems to ask, if death can be undone, what does responsibility become? The story doesn't end with questions alone. It adds a deeper complication, breaking of trust. In many tellings, Shukracharya's work is contested. People try to outmaneuver the protection around the medicine. And it's not always just about winning. Often the Devas are trying to restore the pattern that death and consequence enforce, so the cosmic rhythm holds. So the battlefield becomes layered. It's not only a fight over strength, it's a fight over the meaning of life and loss, and that's where the mood gets heavy. The curse isn't a random, cartoon zap. It feels more like a chain you can trace. The medicine is meant to restore life, but the more it restores, the more it undermines the relational meaning between living and dead. It's like the medicine teaches the wrong lesson by accident. It restores bodies, but it can break how people understand consequence, redemption, endurance, and wisdom. Balance gets stretched until it looks like something else. So where does the story pivot? The deeper meaning appears when you see what balance really means in these myths. It's not just two sides like sports teams. It's cosmic tendencies negotiating, limits and order on one side, testing on the other. If you tip the scale too hard, you don't get paradise. You get distortion. And with revival available again and again, the cost of aggression drops. That changes motivation at the most fundamental level. So back to the opening question. What if the most powerful healing ever made didn't save the world but broke it? In this legend, the medicine becomes a test of cosmic responsibility. The twist is that healing fails. It's that healing without harmony invites a new kind of suffering, escalation, mistrust, and loss of proper limits. Healing is holy, but healing without responsibility becomes a curse, and the real miracle is restoring the heart back into balance.